Welcome to this ultimate guide for backlinks for photographers. In this video, I'm going to break down what a backlink is, why you need them, exact strategies for how to get them that you can go out and follow and implement to get backlinks starting today, and the most important thing that you need to look for when you're going out to acquire backlinks. So this is going to be a no fluff, fully actionable guide with real website examples of where you can go get backlinks to your photography website. So starting off with, what is a backlink? A backlink is a link from another website to your website. Backlinks are absolutely crucial. Google sees these as one of the most important ranking factors. Google sees backlinks as votes of confidence to your website. So if you're serious about getting long-term high rankings in Google, they're absolutely non-negotiable. So the very first thing that we want to do is establish our baseline. We can use this website authority checker by Ahrefs. All we're going to do is plop in our website and check the authority. This is going to give us a score between 0 and 100. The higher the score means the easier it will be for your website to rank in Google. The lower the score, the more challenging it will be, because Google sees your website as less authoritative and trustworthy because people and websites across the internet aren't talking about it. But this video is going to break down exactly how to improve your domain rating. And just to clarify, your domain rating is a measure of your website's backlink profile in terms of quantity and quality of links, because not all links are treated equal. A link from Yelp, for example, is not going to be nearly as valuable as a link from brides.com, for example. So without further ado, let's jump into how do we actually get backlinks to our website. So these are the link building tactics that I'm going to walk you through today. We're going to start with Google and ChatGPT. This is the easiest way that literally anyone can get started. So if I want to rank for a keyword like photographers in Fairfax, Virginia, wedding photographers in Fairfax, Virginia, basically photographers plus your location, then what I'm going to want to do is start looking at the search results to find listicle opportunities or blogs where I can get mentioned in. Of course, I'm never going to get mentioned in a competitor's website. Why would they link to me? But I see really good opportunities to get listed on The Knot and Thumbtack. So we want to take these URLs and plop them into a Google Sheet where we can just start building out a bunch of link building opportunities. At this point, we don't even want to talk about how we're going to get placements on here. We just want to get all of our ideas and all of our options in one single place. So you can do this for a variety of keyword variations. So if you do, weddings, you can do wedding photographers and go through the first 3 to 5 pages of Google and look for these opportunities and dump them into your Google Sheet. And then just use keyword variations. You can get a ton of ideas from this. Then you want to go and do the same thing for ChatGPT and all of the other LLMs. Conduct a search and come down to sources and look at the sources and see, what are being cited as listicles or blogs that we can get listed in. Again, not going to get listed in competitors, but here's another example of an opportunity. So I will want to take that and add it to my list. So our next opportunity is to look who is linking to our competitors. So we're going to use another free tool to do this, Ahrefs free backlink checker. Again, you can Google it, it'll come right up. And then what you want to do is put your competitor's domain in here and check their backlink profile. So this is going to come up with a list. And so you can see, okay, she is cited in Brides. That's awesome. And these all look like great opportunities. So go through this list and find opportunities that seem like they might be suitable. So, you'll take the Brides link, throw it in here. This is an updo website for wedding photographers. Again, I'm just using wedding photographers as an example here, but this will apply to any segment of the photography industry. Okay, so if we have a little bit more of a budget, then we can use Ahrefs paid tool. So if you look at Ahrefs pricing right off the bat, you're going to see $150 a month or something. But as soon as you purchase that plan for 1 month, you then have the option to downgrade to their $35 plan, which could be really good to give you a couple of months to get more data than what is in their free version. So if you want to get more data, what you'll do is you'll plug in your competitor, go to referring domains, and then just look at all of these domains. I'm just seeing so much opportunity here for me to go ahead and just add them to my list of opportunities to go and get links from. Okay, the next opportunity is just photography blogs in general. Some might come to the top of your mind right off the bat, and those are great. You'll want to add those to the list. 2 quick examples are photographer.org and Brides. That would be photography type blogs. You can do very broad photography and you can get super niche. So you're going to want to add these general photography type blogs to your link building database. And again, you'll find more of these as you do competitor analysis and searches in Google and ChatGPT. Next up is niche and local directories. So of course, think of places like Yelp, the Better Business Bureau, Up City, your local chamber of commerce. These are really good foundational links that you should just go out and get. Of course, some are going to be free and some are going to be paid. Paid links are pretty much inevitable. You're going to need to pay for links. I pay anywhere from $50 to $100, sometimes more for a link. You know, the better the link, the more expensive it's going to be. But in so many cases, it's very much worth it. So these are other ideas for directory type of listings. The next opportunity is sponsorship opportunities. So this is where businesses in your local area are looking for sponsors that you give them money and you get a link on their website. So you can look in your immediate town, you can branch out to the region, and you can even branch out wider than that if it's related to photography. But if you're wanting to do local sponsorship, I would try and stay within like the region. For example, if we're in Fairfax, Virginia, I would extend out to Northern Virginia and the Washington, D.C. area, maybe even more the rest of Virginia area, but I wouldn't go much further than that. And so you can go through all of those towns and look at these sponsorship opportunities. For example, Fairfax Pool. This is great because it has Fairfax, our primary location in this example, in the domain name. So this is very valuable. So here you can see that you can become a sponsor for simply $100. That is so valuable. So if you become a sponsor, in that case, then you will get your business listed on the sponsorship page. Like I have Samantha Digital listed right here. So many opportunities. So I would go ahead, I'd take this, I would add it to my list. The next opportunity is local blogs. So basically local news plus your town. And you can do all the towns in your general area to get a really good list going. So for example, FFX Now, if I open this up, I will see they have advertising opportunities. You can submit an announcement to get your website mentioned and then get a backlink to it. So Fairfax, Virginia is of course not the only location that has this. All local areas have these sorts of online publications that you can go out and look for. And some you just might know off the top of your head. For example, Washingtonian is a very popular one in our area. Same thing with Arlington Magazine. And what you can do is read these blog posts. I would say, well, first add them to your list and then go through maybe once a quarter and look for opportunities for you to get listed. I'll give you an example for my business, my web design and SEO business. So I came across this post, deals for laid off federal workers, and I thought this is such a good opportunity for my business to get listed. It has the author and her email address very accessible, and then all I do is just go out and mention, love to provide this value to your audience in exchange for a link. And usually if it's a good exchange, like it's going to give more value to their community, they will do it. And if you're like, wow, how do I even reach out? What do I say? I would say go ahead and download this guest blog email template. This will give you ideas of how to structure your email and your pitch to these online publications so that they'll actually read it and respond, because it can become quite a grind trying to reach out to online publications and get a link. So you want to make sure that you're kind of tackling it in the right way and always lead with value. What's in it for them? Don't say, hey, I have this blog post. I would love if you would link to it. I'm trying to do better SEO. That is not going to cut it. I would start with paid collaboration or value for your readers or some of the other ideas in that freebie. Okay, so the next opportunity to get links. This is a little bit of a sneaky tactic, but you're going to want to create a page on your website for the best wedding photographer vendors in the region, or just photographer vendors, related vendors. And this is where you're going to want to put adjacent businesses. So if you were doing this for a wedding photographer, you would do florist, hair and makeup, etc. And then go ahead and create this kind of listicle on your blog where you're mentioning videographer recommendations, venues, catering. Of course, make sure these are businesses that you actually recommend or at least do research on first, because the last thing you want to do is send a potential client to a vendor that you wouldn't necessarily recommend. But once you create this page, then let that vendor know, hey, I created this page. I was wondering if you'd be interested in creating something similar for your audience. I find it to be very valuable, and then get them to link to you, or at the very least set up some affiliate or kind of commission incentive with them so that if you are sending leads, they can reimburse you for your recommendation. So this is a little sneaky tactic. It works really well if other vendors see that you're linking to them, and then they can go ahead and link back to you. Okay, so the next opportunity is just general blogs. So here are 3 really good ones where you can go to get links from. I love creatives. If you go to the creative directory, you can create a photographer portfolio with a link back to your website. This opportunity is not free, but it is highly valuable for photographers. 2 other free options is Canvas Rebel, which you can just go to and come to the nominations and submit yourself. You don't have to submit somebody else. You can submit yourself. And same thing with Bold Journey. You'll just go here and click nominations, submit yourself, and they'll get in touch with you. They'll do a written interview, and these are great link opportunities. Okay, so we are almost close to wrapping up, but this is absolutely crucial. One of the most important things when you're building links is making sure that it counts for SEO purposes. And the way that you can tell that is if the link is do follow versus no follow. If the link is no follow, then there is no benefit to SEO. If the link is do follow, then there is benefit to SEO. So the way that you can check is you can right click on the link and click inspect. And then when you come over to control find, you can find your website listed in here. So I'm seeing like my link right here. If it had the words no follow after my URL, then it would not count for SEO purposes. But because you do not see no follow right in this line here, that means that it does count for SEO purposes. So if you are buying links, figuring this out up front is going to save you so much money because you do not really want to have links that are going to be no follow. The only exceptions would be if you're getting mentioned in a publication like the New York Times or Huffington Post, like some major publication where it's just going to build your brand credibility and potentially bring leads to your website. But if you're looking for local links and directory type links, the no follow is not going to be in your best interest from an SEO perspective.